In this video, I'm going to show you 4 local SEO tips for drug and alcohol treatment centers that you can use to increase your center's visibility locally in order to increase your phone calls coming in and admits to grow your census. Now, make sure you stick around for tip number 3 because this is an especially powerful one. Okay, let's jump right in. Tip number 1, you need to fill out completely your Google My Business page. Google My Business is the top resource for driving local website traffic and local calls to your treatment center. Now, what I mean by filling it out completely is that you need to add every single category that fits your treatment center. So if you're dual diagnosis center, if you're a detox center, residential treatment, mental health, all of these are particular categories that you can search for and add them into the category section of your Google Business listing. Next, from there, there's a services tab on the left once you're logged in. You want to fill this out as detailed as possible. All of the levels of care that you have, you should add those in the services section, and then you're able to write detailed descriptions around all of those services as well. Add as many as you possibly can. Next, photos and videos. You have the capability to add photos and videos to your Google Business page. These are really important because as people discover your listing, as they type in drug rehab near me, for instance, they're going to come across your listing, but it's so competitive in this space that you need to have the best photos and videos that you possibly can on there. Whether your facility looks nice or not, you need to take the time to make it look nice while you have those, while you take photos to upload. Make sure it's really well lit. Buy really nice comforters, nice pillows, paint the walls if you can. If you can do it, hire and bring on an interior designer, because having really nice photos and facility tours is going to make the difference of why a parent, loved one, or individual calls your center versus the next center down the list. These are really important, and I see this done all the time where facilities just don't have really nice facility photos. So just a little rant there, but sticking on that. From there, there's an About Us section that you need to fill out. I believe it's labeled as From Our Business. Now, this is an overview statement of what your facility is about. You can put your mission and vision statement here, but you should incorporate some local keywords in there as well. So if you operate in a particular city and state, I would include all of that in there. So, you could say we're a drug and alcohol treatment center that specializes in dual diagnosis, and we serve the Orange County, California area, or Huntington Beach, California area, or wherever you're located. Write a detailed description and have that. Also, you want to use posts on Google My Business page as frequently as you can and include keywords in there as well. Local keywords, insurance types that you offer, treatment modalities, and levels of care that you offer. You should really be posting on Google My Business at least once a week. If you can do it 2 to 3 times per week, that's ideal as well, because it's going to elevate you above the competition. You're going to surface more for the terms that you actually want to show up for, and it's going to drive a lot of traffic to your website. So there's a lot of different posts that you can mess around with and try. You can add offers, you can just post, you can create events, leverage all of these features. Google gives them to you, use them all. Tip number 2, you want to create as many local citations for your business's website as you can. Now, what a local citation is are local listings that have your address, phone number, website, and any sort of contact information in there. Now, the most popular ones, of course, are Google My Business, Yelp, Bing, even Psychology Today. These are really the core ones that you have, but there's hundreds of these out there. And there's a couple different benefits for why you want to add local citations. So one is these are platforms that people use. They might not be as frequently used as Google or Yelp, but people still use these platforms to some degree. So that in and of itself will generate you some additional website traffic and phone calls. But in addition, having all of these sources, local citations, point to your website with the same information, that's important too. You want to have everything, all of the phone number, the address, the hours, everything in the same exact order that you have for every platform. This creates consistency and tells Google exactly where your facility is located at. But these are really great local SEO signals for your website to boost the search results locally. So you can either do this yourself. It's going to take a lot of time. There's literally hundreds of resources out there. You can do a Google search for free local listings to sign up for instance. Or you can use a service that I highly recommend and I personally use called Sir Links-A-Lot, which I'll have a link in the description if you want to check them out. No affiliation, they're just a great service. You can get 100 local listings for your business for like $69 or something like that, and they have lower packages of 15 and 50. So whatever your budget is, I highly recommend investing in local citations because they are really going to pay off for you in the local market. Tip number 3, as I promised, this is a really, really good one. So you should be focusing on in-depth SEO articles, blog articles, pages on your website for every type of service that you offer. Detox, residential, IOP, aftercare, sober living, whatever it is that you offer, you should be creating all of these pages and eventually creating individual drug pages as well. So, heroin, meth, cocaine, etc. All these levels of care. Now, to take that to the next level and especially focusing on local SEO, what you want to do is incorporate your city that you operate in, your primary city, in there. So what I mean by that is if you're in Huntington Beach, California, for instance, you would want to create pages around Huntington Beach heroin addiction treatment, Huntington Beach opioid detox, Huntington Beach, California residential inpatient treatment, for example. By creating specific city targeted landing pages for all of these services that your center is actually in. So this won't really work that well if your center is in another state or another city and you really want to focus on one core area. But by stacking all of these things together, if your center is in Huntington Beach, California, or wherever you're located in the country or world for that matter, focusing everything on one core local city is going to increase your overall search results in that city. I highly recommend doing this, especially initially, because the terms in general are very competitive. The chances that a brand new website are going to show up for residential treatment or opioid detox are very slim until you put months to years of effort into creating really valuable resources and boosting your website's authority over. The far better, faster approach is to focus on these local SEO incorporations into your articles, into everything that you do. Make it very clear that you are a drug and alcohol treatment center that offers these services in this area. Tip number 4, have a review strategy in place, especially for Google and Yelp. If you can only focus on 2 platforms, Google and Yelp, I do it. You don't need to worry about getting reviews on all of the other local citations that you've built. Focus on Google and Yelp first, because these are the most important. Google is what most people use when they're searching for rehab near me or rehab in this city or state or county etc. Yelp is also extremely important. There's a couple different ways that you can have a review strategy in place. If you have an alumni program, that is a great way to get reviews from really happy clients. Have your alumni coordinator or your alumni program director make it apparent that you'd like reviews on your Google and Yelp page at alumni events that take place, or if you touch base with them on email or Zoom right now or text message or anything like that. Ask them. Ask and you shall receive, right? You can automate the process as well. So if you have an alumni email newsletter or something like that, or follow-up procedures or anything like that, that you send information to gather outcome data, or anything along those lines. You can provide links to Google and Yelp in there as well. You can also have these links on your website, make it apparent that you're an active partner, and encourage the use of Google and Yelp reviews on your website. You can have little icons that click over to your profile, for instance, in the footer or wherever you'd like on your website or landing pages. That's another strategy. Another thing that you can do is incorporate it in the step-down process. So as they go from detox to residential, for instance, or another level of care, if you have a step-down interview process or anything like that, and they're happy, that would be a great time to ask them to leave a review as well. And then another thing that you can do is ask family members, right? It's often the case that a family member, a parent, a loved one, a spouse is the person that called and reached out to you for help in the first place, right? So you can ask them to write you reviews as well. The more reviews that you get on a consistent basis, the more that your treatment center is going to increase in the rankings locally for your center, whatever they're typing in: drug rehab, addiction treatment, dual diagnosis, etc. Stacking all of these elements together, all 4 of these tips, is going to blow up your local SEO rankings over time. You got to stick with all of these things. It's going to be really, really powerful and get you a lot more calls and a lot more admins. Now, if I can personally help you increase your center's local SEO or increase your digital marketing, please send me a message at austin@socialtypro.com and I'll be happy to help you. If you want more SEO detailed strategies for how you can increase your treatment center's website and continue to get more phone calls, click on this video right here for more great tips, and I'll see you there.